Okay, so we're coming down the home stretch here. So we'd said we made it into the small intestine. And in the small intestine, we had said that we start absorbing some of these nutrients, but we have some work still to do. So there are some secretions of enzymes by the small intestines as well. And we have some more peptidases. We've been working on those proteins ever since the stomach. We have the lipases. We've been working on those fats since the mouth. But remember, it's really in the small intestine where you have the bile salts that are going to break those blobs of fat down so that they can really be digested. And that's from the gallbladder. But this is where we finished the job with the carbohydrates. So the carbohydrates, we had talked about salivary amylase and intestinal amylase. And we had said, what does this do? This converts polysaccharides into disaccharides. But disaccharides cannot be absorbed. So what are some common disaccharides? Table sugar, sucrose, brewer's sugar, which is maltose, lactose, milk sugar. These are all disaccharides. And we have an answer for all of these in the secretions of your small intestine. Sucrase, maltase, and lactase. These are all enzymes that are going to break down the table sugar, the brewer's sugar, the milk sugar. They're going to break them down into monosaccharides. And in the small intestine, those monosaccharides are going to be absorbed into the circulatory system through the increased surface area created by the villi on the interior of the small intestine. Now, what happens though, so we've done all of this digestion, and what happens is that the small intestine also has some movements that it does. So it has some mixing movements. I'm going to look at my notes real quickly. Of course, peristalsis, it's pushing stuff along, it's mixing it. And then it has something they call segmentation. So it starts to separate out the food so it's not all at one location. So it starts to kind of break up the food as it's being moved down through the small intestine. This would help increase absorption before it is passed into the large intestine. And remember, we had said the last portion of the small intestine is the ileum, and the first portion of the large intestine is the cecum. And so we have a sphincter, the ileocecal sphincter. That is what the food passes from the small intestine in to the base of the large intestine. And we'll talk about it next.